Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Big Brother 22 recap of the recap. I'm your host, Taryn Armstrong, filling in today for Rob Sesternino, and I am pleased to tell you that I am joined today by some wonderful guests. I have Chappelle with me. How you doing, Chappelle?
Hi, I'm good. I guess I'm filling in today for someone. So for Eric Stein, Matt Huffman, somebody. So I'm happy to be here, to talk about all the strategic moves that we outlined today in tonight's episode. So here I am.
Here you are. Also with me today, I'm not actually sure who this is. It looks like it might be a dragon.
Yeah, it's a dragon. So the ears won't stay up though is kind of the problem. And the tail, obviously it's a little hard to show that on podcast, but no, I was like, I got to be dressed for the occasion. What do I wear for the most important episode of the season? The recap of the recap. I got my dragon onesie on and I'm ready to go.
We are ready to go to recap the recap. And I don't know. I'm going to say right away, I kind of enjoyed this episode. Is there something wrong with me?
Yes.
No.
Taryn, I think we've outlined that you've enjoyed a lot of things that people have not enjoyed this season.
It's very
At least
true.
you say you do. And then I believe we ran back the tape and you haven't really loved it as much as you think you have. So maybe we'll watch this back and determine.
I am often told that. I am often told that I'm not right about my own feelings. It's very true.
I've seen the footage.
Taryn, believe us, we know how you feel, okay?
This is 39 in the Big Brother house, and nothing really to report today. It's a slow day, as usual. A small movement from Nicole Franzel, but nothing to report.
Great impression. I think you really nailed it.
I've listened to it for 79 days, so there you go.
No, I think Taryn, one of the reasons why this episode was so enjoyable because it brought back memories of when people that we liked were in the house.
Exactly.
We got to see Janelle, Kaysar, and Da'Vonne, and Bayleigh, and that was really, really wonderful.
It was. Well, I do want to let you guys know that the exit interview with Christmas will have been posted at the start of this podcast for the audio listeners. So if you are watching live and you want to listen to the Christmas exit interview, you will need to go back to this podcast and listen to the start of it. That's where the Christmas exit interview will be. And then you can just go ahead and listen to the whole thing again because it's going to be great.
I can't wait. I've been dying to hear what Christmas has to say this whole entire season. This is the day I've been waiting for, is Christmas to go home so that we can hear her real opinions about everything. I'll be listening to the exit interviews twice.
And us twice is the point also, that we are going to be just so fantastic talking about all of the things. What will we request? You won't know. You probably want to hear it a second time.
You probably will. You probably will. All right. Well, let's get into this. Let's get into this amazing episode of Big Brother, filled to the brim with some lovely content, mostly Kaysar content, which like I said, genuinely was really happy about.
Good times.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing is that if we're going to talk about the happy moments of the season, we got a select few clips that we can pull from. And it so happens that Kaysar is going to be part of it. But of course, we got other clips that were much more impactful. And of course, we'll go through all of that. So I thought the mix was actually quite nice. Yes,
I agree. Like I said, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. But we started the episode with we found out that Cody has in fact canceled Christmas. In case you didn't know before, Cody is the one that canceled Christmas. So if you are, if you're looking to blame anybody for not having any gifts this year, Cody's your guy.
The modern day Grinch, I believe. All of the who's in the Big Brother house were so sad that Christmas was canceled. So that actually kind of made me laugh though.
and I want to give credit to Da'Vonne. She canceled Christmas about week 3. But Cody officially got her out of the house, but Christmas has been canceled for weeks. And my heart grew 2 sizes larger in that moment. So I'm very happy to see that it's finally happened.
Did it break the magnifying lens? What even was that broke?
Who?
The
Uh,
heart
call it.
box?
well, I was like, okay, well, it can't be an X-ray, so
Right.
like maybe this is some sort of fancy imaging technique that we just don't have access to. It's a Whoville exclusive.
Truly, truly. Well, Enzo's going to let us know that it is not enough for him to make Final Three this time. It's not enough. He's got to get the win this time. There were like some serious moments in this episode. We'll talk about it at the end, but Enzo has some real fire behind him here.
This was like a memory of when Enzo had energy.
It really was. The whole episode to me was like, wow, look at Enzo. He's smiling. He's looking at the camera in the diary room. He's laughing and joking with what is going on? Who is this Enzo?
Yeah, it sounds like Christmas finally got to him. You know, she's been sucking the life out of the house for weeks and weeks and weeks, but she's been working on Enzo ever since he slipped up and said she wasn't in the final three. And then she went on to tell him that he had just solidified third place. So, you know, for these last couple of weeks, we've gotten a shell of Enzo, but in the beginning, he was a fan favorite. I think we were rooting for Enzo a little bit. Not so much.
I'm here for the Christmas is the succubus segment. Like, where was that on this recap of the recap? If that was, truly
subtle,
what
but
she
it
was
was
doing,
there.
Chappelle. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we talked about how David at times was an emotional vampire. Maybe Christmas was also just like a different version of emotional vampire. Just really making sure to have long, drawn-out conversations about talent shows and just completely draining the life out of you.
Yeah, the Star Babies also probably took it out of her, you know, so she had to like suck her life force from elsewhere.
Right. Yeah. She had a little postpartum star depression. We should probably give her a pass, honestly.
I mean, look,
She knows a lot.
you know, you can't compare your children to other people's children, but I feel like Christmas probably just couldn't help it when she saw when she saw her star babies and she remembered Janelle dressed as a star, and she's just like, why can't my children be like that?
Oh, that's a good question. Are they related?
So, yeah, I mean, I think that Janelle, maybe distantly related. Maybe this is like the version of the family that they stayed on their planets, their respective planets. They never ventured out. They never explored the universe, and so they never diversified and grew like Janelle.
We got to get some 23andMe going for these Star Babies. Figure this out.
I'm more interested in whether or not like Christmas's star babies grow up to have that thigh tattoo of that pistol. Like, is that a birthmark or is it a tattoo? Because it might be genetic. You grow up to be a badass like Christmas, or at least a thug. Then maybe it's something that you're just born with. You know?
Yeah,
maybe?
it brings a whole new meaning to a shooting star.
Yeah.
That's
Bang bang.
Oh boy. Well, we get our first real segment here. It's Enzo talking to Nicole, and he's talking to her about she's saying that she was so scared that she was going to be cut, and I'm trying something new, guys, so I apologize if this does not work completely properly, but I just wanted to just try something, a little something here.
So scared you almost peed your pants?
It's probably very quiet, and I apologize for that. But Enzo saying, "So scared you peed your pants." I thought that was the greatest setup to a recap of the recap I've ever seen.
I mean, that was the one that they started with too. You know, like if you're gonna kick off with something, you're gonna start with the peeing the pants segment. I think one of my favorite things about the recap of the recap episodes is always the awkward transitions about how do we make it from the next segment to the next segment. And so this one really was an all-timer.
Yeah,
It really was.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point. You're eating lobster and drinking champagne, and like, oh, remember that time you peed your pants? You know, like,
It was so like random. It was like, she's like, I was so worried that I was gonna be cut by Cody. Worried, so worried you peed your pants. I want to know, like, how many things was he ready for? Like, what else would she have said there that he could have transitioned into peed your pants?
Oh my gosh.
so could you pass the gray poupon? Oh, pass. Like that time you passed by the restroom to pee your pants? Maybe?
That time you had to pass water because you were laughing so much. First of all, about the food, they had to set it up themselves, right? Because the reason why they didn't get a new table is because nobody is allowed to enter the house because of the COVID-19 rules. So that means that they must have had to set up the food. So when they came out and they were like, oh my gosh, wow, look at this spread. Like y'all didn't just set that up, go in there and then walk back upstairs to then be excited about it. That was hilarious.
I like the idea that they had like HelloFresh and they put it on the table and then they're like, okay, run up to the diary room where they're cooking and then come back down and be surprised. That's great.
That would have been even better if it had been you have to prepare the meal yourself as well. Like hopefully no grease fires this time, but you boil the lobster, like make your own surf and turf because we're not doing we're not entering, we're not doing it for you.
Yeah, it's you spend all that time, you make your own meal, you set it up, you walk upstairs, you come down and you go, "Oh! Where did this come from?"
Oh my God, lobster and champagne. It reminds me about that time I almost peed myself.
See, they would have worked in the transition regardless. But there is something too about the fact that it's surf and turf, which makes it even more ridiculous. Like such a nice fancy meal, and then you're gonna make the awkward pee your pants transition. Yeah, I don't know how. I would love to know how that dinner, that meal works. So it's like, okay, here are all your prompts. Now you have to figure out the transitions, or do they set them up for it? It's just so much to know.
Yeah. So we get into the segment where Nicole pees her pants, and we learn about how she's laughing before she even brings up the prank. She's
Listen, I have been a Nicole Franzel defender all season, but I can't defend this. This is ridiculous. Ma'am, you're 6 years old. You're too old to be peeing your pants in the kitchen around where we eat. And you know the joke is coming. You know it's coming. You're laughing before the man even gets to the restroom. You're a grown-ass woman, ma'am. If you haven't lost your sponsors, damn it, I'm pulling my stuff out now. Like, I am no longer sponsoring Franzel because you laughed way before the delivery of the joke, and then you peed yourself. Was it really that funny? Really? Really? I'm sorry.
I think the new sponsorship she'll get is from Depends. Like, oh, that could have been another transition also. It would have been like, oh man, it's so great that we could depend on each other. Depends, like that time you peed your pants, right? Like those again are the transitions. But this made absolutely no sense to me. So this was a prank on Cody, but it was Enzo with toilet paper. Like this was more just making fun of Enzo than it was how is this a prank on Cody?
Yeah, I guess, you thought it was something else, Cody. But Cody would have just been laughing at Enzo. And then if Enzo was like, oh, I actually planted it there, joke's on you, Cody would have been like, okay.
Really, you guys? Really?
Like you played yourself, okay? Enzo, that's what it was, yo, right? Like it doesn't work here. And yeah, Nicole obviously ruining it too. Like let's say it was a legitimate prank. The fact that Nicole is laughing ahead of time is just confusing. And poor Christmas, I don't even know what was going on with her. If she was just confused, was she in on it? I don't know, but what a mess.
Yeah, top 5 worst pranks ever. I still don't know why it's called a prank, but I mean, to think these are grown people. These are adults. This is not like high school kids playing around. These are people with children and families about to get married, and they're laughing because, well, they're peeing on themselves because there's a little tiny strip of toilet tissue sticking out of his pants. That's it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm bringing a child into this world like in the next year or two, Nicole. What are you doing?
Look, I'm not here to pee pant shame. As someone who also like laughs a lot, I've had a little slip ups here and there. Okay, look, it happens. All right.
Does it happen?
No. Of course not. What are you talking about? But yes.
We're gonna talk about this one. Liana, have you peed your pants?
It's maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's a female thing. Like it's just like a little bit sometimes. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm admitting to this. I mean, I'm not admitting to anything. It's just like a thing that I've heard that sometimes happens. Obviously, we saw it with Nicole. It's fine. It's fine. But no, I loved all of the announcements that she was going to pee her pants. That was the funniest part to me, where Nicole was like, I'm going to pee my pants. Cody, she's going to pee her pants. Like, they were working up to this and just kept announcing it. That was hilarious.
And she's struggling to pee. Like, that was not that funny. So we have to believe that she's sitting in the corner going, pee, 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 pee. Oh my God, pee, pee. And they're like, she's gonna pee my pants. She's like, I'm gonna pee my pants. Like, please, 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 you guys, I gotta do this on camera. It's time. And so the fact that it took all of that to get her to pee, and she pees herself every season, right? This is a reoccurring thing for her. This is every year she finds a reason to pee on herself on camera. So maybe the Depends sponsorship is what she's going for.
I mean, maybe there's another sponsor. Maybe Enzo had a foot person.
Yeah, a bidet sponsor. Maybe we're going for that.
Yeah,
there's a foot person.
That's where I was going.
Person. No, we're getting to where you were going. Listen, if there's a market for what Nicole Franzo is selling, you hit her up directly. Don't talk to us about it. Because when you have bidets, sometimes people buy showers,
of the golden variety. Yeah, I got you.
If that's what you're into, go for it. Who are me to judge?
You do you.
Yeah.
Hey, market it, right? Like turn it into an advantage.
Champagnes and showers.
All the things. I'm picturing Liana getting the message like, hey, are you around for the recap of the recap? And like the narrator's like, unbeknownst to Liana, she would admit to peeing herself on this podcast.
Unbeknownst.
Oh man, yeah. The poor narrator of my life. I feel bad for them regardless, but this one was brutal.
Is your onesie tard like insulated for that kind of thing? Is that what is it safe?
I will say, like, onesies and overalls and that kind of stuff, not conducive to like going to the bathroom. Like, it's like this is like a whole thing, you guys. So, you're just saying.
You're just laughing and you're just like, oh, get it off.
I don't want to be a dinosaur.
If she peed herself in the sloppies thing, then I would forgive her, because it's a big, huge box. She can't get into the restroom, but she's standing there in booty shorts. She could have ran to the restroom. I just don't understand.
Well, we did see her in the diary room in the box saying something along the lines of like, oh, I'm never gonna I'm never gonna get rid of this, or I don't remember what she said, but it in my memory, it sounded like it could have been something that she would have said if she had peed herself in the box. So that's canon to me now.
I mean, the box did say they're gross. All right, like I'm just saying.
They're disgusting. No, I'm kidding.
That's not too far off.
All right.
Oh, goodness.
Right. So
let's move on.
The next segment we had was the scare war that went on this season, starting with, I think we had seen this one on the episode already, where Da'Vonne leads Cody in as Danny is hiding in the love room, and then he's Da'Vonne, ultimate betrayal, oh man, and then we just get a series of montages of scares across. We get this one every year at this point, I feel.
Yeah.
Does it have a name? Is it like the James Hewling tribute segment or
really
something like that? I feel like that's when it started.
Gross. No, I don't like that. This is annoying. These people, like I said, if this was their first time playing, I would, okay, fine. But you guys are adults. There's nothing that scary in that house. There's nothing that funny in that house. You're pissing your pants. You're jumping out of your seat. You're like, man, I'm like Da'Vonne. I'm not scared of shit but the police. And so unless the cops jumping out of them pillows, I think I'm fine. I'm not going to be afraid of some white people. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, good thing Derek wasn't in the house then. Otherwise, they really would have had something to be afraid of.
Listen, terrified.
Yeah, Chappelle walks in. He looks at the wall. He's like, oh, my God.
Listen, who said I did couldn't. I saw the first episode. I was like, not again. Oh God, not you. Not this again.
Here we go again.
Yeah, hopefully Kathy doesn't enter the room.
I mean, I think you stand a better chance against Kathy.
I think I do too.
This is a horror movie where you're being chased by Kathy and Caramel.
Terrifying.
It is. It's like, look, you've got a lot of time to run away, but she's relentless. She'll come at you eventually.
It's and it's that like slow moving death threat, right? That's just very like crawling towards you.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
So Liana admitted something embarrassing, so I will too. When I think of like the slow moving death coming towards you, I think of that hugging emoji, the one with the hands. That is so
the hug
creepy
emoji.
to me. That is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. And I sent it to someone the other day and I was like, oh my God, I feel like I had to DM them like, please don't take that the wrong way. Cause it looks like, yes, exactly, Taryn. Like it's Kathy the DM.
Oh my God. Okay. So when Puya and I were first starting to message one another, he's like a big emoji guy and he loves the little like hands up emoji guy. But I thought it was sweet. So now I don't know.
He's trying to kill you.
I should have been scared. Because now that I think about it, oh God, he's
You doxing?
No, not again.
I'm not doxing you. Go away. He just like because now it's creepy because it's like, is it the mime emoji? Right? Is that what it's going
It's
for?
like a hug. It's like
I'm not gonna lie.
Now that I think about it,
This is a Cody moment for me. This is my admitting, I guess. For a long time I thought it was like a raise the roof kind of thing.
No, not that guy. It's the emoji, like the smiling face with the like.
but like this one, it's like putting its hands up like this, right? And it's smiling.
It's a hug.
It's in the chat right now. It's that. Yeah, it's that. I thought
It's a hug,
I
you
thought they were
guys.
like, hey.
Hey!
Is that does Taryn raise the roof with his hands completely vertical?
Well, how do you do it? How do you have them not vertical in an emoji?
Liana,
you have to have a little bit of
Taryn twerk
perspective.
this. I saw Taryn twerk during the live feed update one time, so I don't put anything past him.
Now I'm thinking about it though. What do you think it does? Like, let's say it's not a hug. What is it? Is it like
The scariest
a
thing
double
ever.
high five? Like a jazz hands? Like
It's like coming for you. It's not. It's it's like yeah. So that's my embarrassing moment. I don't pee on myself, but I am afraid of that emoji.
There you go.
You can rank our embarrassing moments
like,
as you will.
I don't think that's equal, but like, fine. It's fine.
I
It's
tried.
fine.
I tried to save you.
Ultimate betrayal, Chappelle. Ultimate.
I tried.
Yes. All right. Any scares that stand out to you guys?
The reverse scare was kind of funny. I think when Christmas got Cody and Nicole, they were coming in, I believe, to scare them. But was this scare war a thing? Why do I not remember this?
It was.
At
It was
all?
a thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I remember like a handful of them, but I didn't realize it had its own name, branding, scare war, BB22. So
I don't know if they
news to
called it
me.
scare war, but there was a war of scares that's happened.
That's the tagline.
I did the Memphis
war
one.
of scares.
Yeah, that's what Ian's whole skit should have been.
Dude, that's what it is. The emoji. It fits. That's what's on the poster, Chappelle.
Scare
It's-
wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A war of scares.
I will say Christmas is kind of frightening. So maybe that's what would have scared me. But no, none of them stood out. But I will take this over James Hewling any day, every day. If you tell me we have to do this every season to keep James Hewling off of any of my television, period, give it to me every episode. I'll take it.
They really, now that I'm thinking about it, massive missed opportunity to not have one of these scares just be a conversation with Christmas. Because there are plenty of those where she like veers off into some weird territory, like she's talking about pipe hitters or something, and they could have just got, like zoomed in, done some creepy music, and it would have been one of the scares, just one of the scares. It would have been great.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for that. I was hoping for the Fa La Lunatic Christmas segment, to us to go back to that, to revisit, which we got a few instances here and there. I feel like maybe it was in the diary room segment talking about Christmas at one point or another. But yeah, that was a missed opportunity for sure.
Yeah.
When Terrence said veer, I thought you meant Christmas was going to veer left and drive her car into you.
Oh no.
Veer left and hit you with the Oldsmobile again. So
Honk, honk.
Beep, beep.
Scare Wars.
Yeah.
That's what can be in the background of the poster. Okay, so it's the emoji in the front, and then we got like the car in the background, you know, like shooting up.
Chris was like backing out.
I was thinking we get a Thelma and Louise tie-in back to a classic Julie Chen quote of like the jump, you know? I don't know. I think it's a whole thing.
The quote on the bottom is the ultimate betrayal, Cody Calafiore.
I will say, his Hallmark movie.
That was that'll be the next, Candace Cain movie. Oh man. At least I was happy we got to hear ultimate betrayal one more time. That was good. I was okay with that.
Yes, I did. The Memphis scare, I think, was like, I wasn't sure what he was doing. Cody scares Memphis, and he has this reaction that looks like he's like he's putting his hands up. Like I thought maybe he was gonna he was Caleb all of a sudden. He's Judy chopping. But then when I saw another angle, it just looked like he was like, and then he just stared Cody down. And I think that was the end of the Scare Wars.
I mean, Memphis is also very scary, so he would be the one to put the end to the Scare Wars. Yeah, maybe he's just going to defend himself. I don't know. That's terrifying.
Memphis isn't scary to me. He's all like old and like curmudgeon-y, like an old person. You know, they're not scary. They're like, oh, Memphis, you said that thing that we always like for you to say, but it's kind of problematic, but it's cute because you're old. Like, I don't think Memphis is scary at all.
No, he gives me the get off my lawn vibes, which is like just terrifying to me. Like, even as now a fully grown adult, although I recognize as I say that I'm also wearing a dinosaur onesie, but we're just gonna move on. You know, that's still terrifying to me. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get on your lawn. I'm sorry.
I'm honestly, I'm surprised that there wasn't another part of this segment, which was because they did include this in the episode. The very end, during the credits, there's a pan up. I don't know if you guys caught this. There's a pan up during the credits, and all of a sudden, his legs. I was like, I was expecting a squirrel, but there were legs, and then it keeps going, and there's a speed. Oh, I know what this is. Oh no. Dr. Will.
The laminated Dr. Will himself.
In a
shiny,
Speedo.
Plasticky and Speedoed.
Yeah, that was a choice.
Choices. The pan up was slow and methodical. They planned it. They knew what they were doing. They were trying to reveal to us something. And I'm not quite sure I enjoyed the reveal. But I saw it.
The death scene from Scare Wars. I love the idea though that they clearly obviously captured that footage right while he was there. Okay. That means they've been sitting on this clip for weeks at this point. So what was the discussion like in the editing room? I just imagine there was one guy who was like, remember that shot we got a Will? I really want to stick it in. Like, where do we put in this shot?
You see, I think it's something else. I think it's like, oh, hey, we got Dr. Will for that neighbor thing. And then some intern was sitting there like, hold on. I have an idea. Hear me out. I want Dr. Will in a Speedo, given a good stretch and a yawn. I want it all. I want to film it now. We're going to hold on to it. I'm just going to hold on to it. What do you mean we're going to hold on? When are we going to air it? I mean, we don't need to air it. But I mean, no. It's, we're going to air it, the clip show. The clip, that's where we air it, obviously. Then it's perfect sense. You just stick it in the episode. I don't know where that would fit, though. I don't know why. Where would we fit in Dr. Will in a Speedo? The credits. Yeah. Great stinger, great ending to the episode. That's it. So we're gonna need that shot for sure, though, and I get a copy, right?
Well, I didn't look too close, but it didn't look like a Speedo to me. It looked like tidy whities almost, like little underwear. And I feel like when they went to Dr. Will and was like, Dr. Will, listen, hear me out. I know it sounds crazy, but one of our interns really, really, really thinks we should include this footage of you. in possibly a Speedo. And Dr. Will says, well, I don't have a Speedo. And then he just rips off his breakaway like pants. Like, but I did come prepared for this. And he's wearing like Dr. Will brand undies. And then the crowd goes wild. He's very shiny as usual and, whatever. And so, yeah, they kept the footage, but he was ready. Dr. Will stays ready. So you stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
I wonder if they had to pay him more for that. Like, he doesn't have an OnlyFans, so we can't do any type of comparison. But yeah, I wonder if that was included in the contract, was an addendum to said contract. I don't really know how that worked, but or yeah, like Chappelle was saying, he was good to go regardless. Though breakaway pants are key.
If you had told me that we were gonna get Dr. Will on a second All-Star season, this is not what I was expecting.
No.
This is kind of what I was expecting. So oddly enough, this is right on par with what I thought. Now in the credits, no, but I didn't expect to
You
go
expected
whole
a
season
full
without seeing
segment.
it. At some point, I thought,
He is the neighbor. I think we need that as part of a competition, right? We got the winking. So now we got to close things out with the underwear segment. I think it's only right.
Yeah, part 3 of the final 3 HOH is going to be 7 questions on was it a Speedo or was it underwear?
That's what I'm saying, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was wearing a robe, right? So it fits.
Did he yawn with his right arm or left arm?
These are reasonable questions. As a Dr. Will super fan, I probably could answer, but I just don't want to embarrass myself. So we're just going to keep this one to myself. So, if it comes up, bring me back. We can talk about it.
At this point, why not? Why not? Nah, I don't mind. Do it as part of the part 3 HOH. It's the bonus question maybe at the end. I don't know. The tiebreaker, something. But I think it needs to be included.
Yeah. How long was Dr. Will your neighbor for?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Because was he the neighbor for the whole week?
Exactly.
Technically.
Nobody knows.
But when the salamander moved in, did he move out? Does that no longer count? I don't know.
Oh man, what if one of the questions is what was the hamster question? Like how many
pairs are in the house?
Yeah, how many pairs?
pairs.
How many married people were in the house this season? And the answer is one more than you would expect because Dr. Will was technically there.
Oof. Big oof.
Is Dr. Will married to the salamander?
I think they're just friends, Chappelle, okay? Stop trying to put a label on that relationship.
Listen, Dr. Will, if that's what you got going on, I support it, okay? Look, do what you got to do. I saw you in that Speedo. And I'm sure the salamander saw it too. So,
man.
I'm looking at a screenshot right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's undies.
That's the
judgment.
The final decision. Yeah. Oh man, I'd have to go back and review the tapes.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Never gonna look at that again. So whatever y'all say, I'll go with it.
Like I trust you guys.
I think I'm probably gonna have to do some more research. So we'll just have to. I'll have a full in-depth review tomorrow morning.
I was going to see, Taryn, I expect a full in-depth review tomorrow morning. I mean, what else are we going to talk about? Like,
it sounds like Taryn's a Big Brother intern who might have wanted that footage.
Maybe that's why you knew what the idea was, Taryn. Did you come up with that yourself?
Of all my ideas for them to do, I mean, really.
Yeah, ignored all the twists, all the other comments you've made. No, we're going undie shot and Dr. Will.
Terrence's like, stop with the wall yelling, please. I'm an intern on this show. Stop, you're ruining everything. But also, show me those undies again. Let me see that.
I mean, maybe somebody went to the wall. And they said, get Dr. Will in his undies, please. I need Dr. Will in his underwear now.
Stat.
Of all the things, Cody and Nicole running the game. No. But the undies, again, made it through.
Yes. All right. Well, we're then going to get the Nicole picks Janelle for a have-not. And what I loved about this is that they showed a part of this clip that they did not show last time, where they had Nicole explaining to Christmas that she was planning out what she was going to say to Janelle, and then they showed it. And also, you've been talking about me, so... Oh my God, I just didn't even know what I was saying. I just, like, it just came out. Like, and then a clip from the diary room, like, I just like thought I just said what was on my mind. I just didn't even know what I was doing. And I was like, I would love more of these segments, please. More of Nicole on the live feeds versus Nicole in the diary room.
No, this one was fascinating because I was like, I remember this from the episode. So they took the thing that they had edited and then added in like the director's cut version that we had talked about when this all went down, that was, oh, but she did, and this is a lie, and Nicole is being a little snake right now. So that was really nice to see. I don't know if this was a conscious choice that they made at the time. They were like, we got to protect Nicole, and now they're just like, F it. Included in there.
I like the idea that they're slipping it in like subtly, because they can't expose her because of course she's running the game. Right. Like she's running production, she's calling in favors. So you can't outrightly just say like, look, Nicole, you lied. But you can kind of package this in a recap of the recap that she's never going to see, and kind of just slip it in, because I was one of the people, I was bamboozled. I remember the first time I watched the episode, I thought, oh, well, I mean, it's not like she practiced it too much. I mean, she didn't know exactly what she was going to say. And then and I like the way she practiced it with Christmas. She's like, I'm just going to say, like, girl, you be talking about me. So, you know, I guess you got to be a half knot. And then she goes out there and like, Christmas, I guess I'm gonna, Janelle, I got to make you a half knot because... like sometimes you say stuff about me. Okay, bye. Like, where was all that that I wanted, Nicole? And then she's like, oh, and I just made it up at the last second. I promise. So I like the subtle pullback of the curtain, you know, kind of expose her for the Wizard of Oz that she is.
And there's also, it's also like this sly smile that she makes after she does it too. Like the kid who just made a big mess and like successfully got it blamed on their sibling. Like,
oh, that's a perfect example. You know that recent viral video of that little girl who like her sister's about to blow out the candles, and so like she blows out the candles for her, and her sister attacks her, and then afterwards she's just like moving her bangs out the way, like, yeah, I did it, I don't care. That's Nicole. Like I was just practicing it. I didn't say anything. Like.
I'm like, oh, did I say that out loud? Oh, right. I didn't mean to.
That's gonna stain. Oops. Like, yeah, so I like that.
I need to watch that video.
Yeah. Oh no, I will send it to you. This little girl gets attacked, but because her sister blows out the candles, she attacks her, and then the sister, you would think she would feel like bad or remorseful about it. Nope, she just kind of stands there in her glory and her filth, and just like, yeah, I did it. I don't care.
I noticed that when you said attacked, you made this motion.
See? Full circle.
It's the Christmas. So.
New name for that emoji. Like, no, I didn't mean the Christmas tree. I meant the Christmas emoji.
Mm-hmm. Oh. All right. Next segment. Enzo, aren't you a vegan? What are you doing? You're eating some meat? He's like, hey yo, I'm a hybrid vegan. That's it, yo. I eat lots of bread in high places. That's it. That's the diet, yo.
Oh, that was the definition. That makes much more sense.
Yeah, did you guys think he was saying something different than that? Because it's a very popular diet.
No, I thought he was calling himself the Toyota Prius of vegans. Like, I'm a hybrid, baby. Good for the environment. Lego.
You know, I didn't have an issue with that. I really was proud of him for going vegan. Like most vegans, he had to tell us that he was going vegan, because you can't go vegan unless you tell a bunch of people.
I'm a vegan now, yo. That's right. It.
That's the first step. Before you give up any actually like foods or, you know, maintain any dietary restrictions, you have to first say I'm a vegan or it doesn't count. But then like, I appreciated that, because as we know, Enzo's had some problems in the bathroom. And so maybe this was an attempt to become a little bit more regular, to get some fiber into his system, to maybe move away from those hemorrhoids, you know? So
hemorrhoids?
I didn't want to say it. I mean, like, you know, we kind of try to keep a PG podcast, but I mean, Enzo had hemorrhoids, had some had some issues in the bathroom. Yeah, and I think going vegan might be healthy for him. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, this was the clip to me that immediately was like, who is this Enzo from 40 days ago? That's like, I'm vegan now, yo. I'm vegan now. And he's in the diary room like, I don't even like this, yo, but I gotta do what I gotta do to get close to these people, yo. That's it. And he's looking at the camera and he's like, yeah, yo. I don't know. Maybe the vegan thing, maybe it's a bad thing. Tyler's like, oh, well, he'll be lighter on his feet. But Tyler did not do as well this season in competitions. Enzo stopped doing well in competitions.
Related. I think for me, the funniest part was his new nickname, the Schemin' Vegan, which goes back to the whole question of like, why do you have to be the sneakiest, right? But apparently that's still tied into Enzo and what he desires to be in the house. And so the Schemin' Vegan, I think, really could have been his, his comic book name from this year. I think that's great branding.
I mean,
and the tagline could say, "Do eggs come from the ground?"
Yeah.
Do chickens come from the ground?
I mean, look, I'm just waiting for Enzo to launch a competing cookbook that competes with Angela's cook, the Scheming Vegan cookbook.
Nice.
Complete with the restaurant chain, the Scheming Vegan. This is a branding opportunity here, Enzo.
He can partner with Memphis to do that, right? The Memphis, the restaurateur. But the only thing, though, the problem with the cookbook is that it does feature a lot of egg and chicken recipes, which, I think maybe by definition, vegans may have a problem with.
Yeah, but you get them from the ground.
Obviously.
So it's vegan.
No,
it's the hybrid vegan.
You're right.
Formula.
You have eggs, you have dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And other products that come from the ground, obviously.
Yeah. So, like, here's an example. This is a phone. If I take this phone and I put it on the ground, this phone just came from the ground. Now it's edible.
Are you vegan now?
I'm vegan now.
Are you gonna eat your phone?
I'm vegan, yo.
I see
That's
it.
it.
I can tell. Cleared those hemorrhoids right up. I think David's sweet potato fries are going to be in the cookbook as well, because obviously he can't prepare them without a cookbook, even though it's just sweet potato. You know what? Nobody demands attention more than someone who's eating sweet potato fries. Like, it's something it's something you can't do. It's kind of like, who wants to see my sweet potato fries?
Yes.
Like,
that goes with the whole, like, you got to tell somebody that you're vegan or doing CrossFit, right? Like, it's the same thing. Sweet potato fries fall right in there. I think my biggest concern, though, is like this whole ground rule really gives new meaning to the 5-second rule. Does that mean that, like, anything I drop on the ground, it's no, I can still eat it because it's vegan. It's okay now.
Exactly. I'm with you, Chappelle. Every time I see somebody eating sweet potato fries, I'm like, you really like those better? You really like those better? I'm like the people who watch me watch Big Brother that are like, you really like this show?
Right.
Like, I don't even believe them.
Run the clip. Run the clip of it's day 62 in the Big Brother house, and I'm eating sweet potato fries.
Yeah.
And, not a lot of movement, but David has burned.
No, guys, they're really better.
Right.
They're sweeter.
It's a great season. You like it? We plan seasons, weeks and weeks in advance. Y'all don't like that? We got sweet potato fries. What's wrong? What's wrong with y'all? Yeah.
I like sweet potato fries. I feel really attacked right now.
No, we didn't say you couldn't like sweet potato fries. We said you couldn't like them and not say it, and you said it.
You can't like them more than regular fries. That would just be a lie, a straight lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah, this season with these poor people. This is the second segment this season where somebody has spent a lot of time making food only to not get the food. That's like, look, there are a lot of bad feelings in the world, but one of the worst is when you spend a lot of time making food and then something goes wrong and you don't get to eat that food. And my heart just broke for David.
Yeah.
Who was the one at the end though who asked Sono fries?
Cody.
Was that Cody? Yeah.
Cody is me. Like, so we're not eating. No.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna eat these. We're not gonna follow up on this. No.
Right.
I mean,
No.
we
You
could
can't save it.
unfortunately, we don't have any more sweet potato, but we could start over with some regular.
Wasn't he doing both?
He
I think he
was.
had both. He
Yeah.
had both sweet potatoes. Yeah. No, that was hilarious. Oh my gosh. I was actually happy that they finally showed that because I thought they were going to include it in an episode. I don't know. Yeah. Or grease fire's too dangerous for television. I don't know.
I'm so
Too hot for
upset that
TV.
they didn't show the part I was looking forward to the most was Memphis ripping the fire extinguisher out of Cody's hands. I've heard the story that that Cody got the fire extinguisher and was like, "What do I do with this?" And then Memphis just like, "Give me that thing," and just like did it himself.
I mean, come on. We've seen a lot this season, and I think Cody's putting it on a little bit for the cameras. But make no mistake, if I have to save us from a burning building, and then you have to choose between Cody and me, I will rip the fire extinguisher from his hand every time. Thank you, Memphis, for saving everyone's life because you cannot trust Cody to handle this. Not Mr. Like, is a tax on an animal?
Yeah.
Do eggs come from the ground?
I don't know,
Like,
guys. Is the extinguisher ripe yet? I'm not sure. What it's
yeah, is it right? Can I use it? Like, no. Memphis did God's work right there.
Well, we all know Enzo couldn't use it because it didn't come from the ground. So that's obviously
It's also
out.
it's not like a man thing. It's not a manly enough. It's like the teapot.
It's-
You don't
Yes.
put out fires. Fires are manly. You don't put them out.
We keep that burning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of no fire, yo. That's it.
Grease fire. What? I made one in the diary room the other day. Not afraid. No big deal. But I think we saw a little bit of Memphis at least using it at the end where there did seem to be that fervor of him, but I couldn't tell if he grabbed it from Cody or not. But yes, I was also hoping for that moment.
He's a grown man. Okay. He didn't have time. Okay. Memphis has bills and like all the rest of these people have forgotten where they are. Memphis is the only person who is still, he goes to sleep at a normal time. He refuses to let the house burn down. Memphis is the avatar for all the adults with responsibilities in the Big Brother house.
And he's the restaurateur as well. So, like it fits with the grease fire.
See, I was
fits.
just imagining in my head that like okay, Cody grabs the fire extinguisher. He's like, okay, I got to put out the fire. Memphis grabs it, just looks Cody straight in the eye while the fire's burning. Cody's like, what are you doing, dude? Put it out. Memphis is like, don't ever scare me again. And then he puts it out.
Oh, and the fact that it was David also who started the fire and Memphis who put it
God.
out. There's something
hates
else
him.
there.
He hates him so much. He probably was like, God, David, David, stop.
What a
David.
rookie move. What a rookie
Right.
mistake.
David, you're such
Too much
you're such a
oil.
rookie. Oh my God. David, put out a fire. Sweet potato fries.
Oh boy.
No.
All right. Well,
Stop it, David.
we got a Janelle and Kaysar segment. This was like this is like one of those things that like that shippers make, like YouTube videos with like music behind it. This was like full on Stan video montage on an episode.
Which song would you put? Liana, which song would you put over the video montage? And if you were making the YouTube video?
The Dawson's Creek theme song. For our lives to be over.
Yes, yes. And it's probably relevant to when the show was actually on.
Yeah, the timing lines up, right?
It's the montage from season 6.
Yeah, we're going back inside. Oh, beautiful. This was straight up something though from a fan vid. Like I think I've seen this video online before for sure.
That you got a friend in me.
Mhm.
You
That's
got
pretty
a friend
fitting.
in me.
Yeah. It's
Randy
just
Newman, that's that. He comes out of nowhere and starts singing it.
all along. This has been Toy Story 5.
Who would have thought?
Who's Forky? Did Forky make it from Toy Story 4? Never mind. Don't spoil it.
No spoilers.
I
Yeah,
haven't
no
seen it
Toy
yet.
Story
Sorry.
spoilers.
Haven't seen it
We're
yet.
not to spoilers yet.
Yeah,
Gosh.
that should, oh man, that would be a great B&B game. We got to do like the matching of Toy Story characters to Big Brother contestants. I'll talk to Mike about that.
You know.
Yes.
There's not a lot to make fun of here because it's just a nice segment with Kaysar
Yeah.
and Janelle. I like it.
It was enjoyable.
No,
Who would
I
have
have
thought?
something. I have
Okay.
something.
Uh-oh.
So I like
Big.
when they're in a hall. Y'all know. I've never heard somebody say bag or flag. So that was new. But no, I like when they're in the hallway and they're talking to each other. And like, I haven't seen you in 14 years. Oh yeah, me neither. Walks away.
Yeah.
What? I get it. Listen, y'all don't want to be looked at as a pair and all this other stuff, but you haven't seen your best friend that you like are iconic television with for 14 years, and the first thing you do is like look up at the wall, like, oh look, it's Paul. Like,
Oh, look at the spray cans.
Right.
Oh man, so
Right.
interesting.
I haven't seen you in so long. Okay, bye. Like, they're so
I
tapped
mean,
in.
Cody Calafiore, actor extraordinaire, probably saw right through that, right? Because they're like trying to pretend like, oh hey, yeah, we like don't talk, we,
We
don't
didn't
know
even
each
talk
other.
before this at all.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was gonna be here. It's wild.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Hey, you.
It's been like a week, 14 years since we talked.
Oh my
And
god.
I don't want to wait.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, yo.
Yeah, it really was a very bad acting job. And you saw some of it in the premiere too. It was just like right away, like, oh hey. But like not the real enthusiasm that you would have after seeing someone for 14, but also like the but I'm trying to downplay it, but obviously you'd think that they would have prepared.
Mm-hmm.
You know this is gonna happen, right? You know you're gonna have to meet in the house. So yeah, have a game plan here.
Well, there's no meat in the house.
Oh,
Yeah.
no game. Well, no game to be had by multiple definitions of the word. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a little fake, just because we've seen
A little?
Janelle a lot. Well, we've seen Janelle like run and jump in Kaysar's arms and fist pump. We've seen the fan cams for years and years and years, and then we finally get the reunion. We finally get the moment of these two iconic characters, and they're like, "Oh hey girl, hey, okay bye." And meanwhile, like Cody's an actor, so he's like, I see straight through this. And then Da'Vonne's an acting coach now, so she's like, I don't like it. So no, it went nowhere.
Yeah, and then the end of it, it shows when Kaysar got voted out of All Stars, and what up, Kaysar? Like it's like this big goodbye, and then it's like and then when Janelle got voted out in Big Brother 22, and it's just they're just like silently hugging.
Like,
It's like
different time.
where's the enthusiasm? What? No, this is not a good comparison. You should have just skipped the first one, because this would have been better if it was just by itself.
Right. They should have watched more YouTube montages.
Exactly.
Could have learned a thing or two from the fans. I agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did notice immediately following the Kaysar and Janelle fan cam segment, vote for America's favorite player this season.
Ooh, I have a conspiracy theory. I don't know if I should talk about this, but I'm gonna. That was a lot of Tyler, at least in the first half. I feel like it was a lot of Tyler. We got the Tyler and Christmas segment with the the squirrel, although that is hilarious. We got him talking about the vegan stuff. Felt like a lot of Tyler. I'm just saying.
See, I felt like it was very blatantly like it was like a full like 5-minute Kaysar and Janelle segment followed by vote for America's favorite player, and then we got Cody and Tyler. I felt like they were pushing for Janelle.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like it. I think everyone should just keep their voting opinion to themselves. Like if I got on here and said like vote for Da'Vonne for America's favorite house guest, and I told everybody to vote for it, and I retweeted it and I posted it, I would expect everybody to vote for Da'Vonne for America's favorite house guest. So even if you're showing me Tyler over and over again, I'm still expecting you to vote for Da'Vonne as America's favorite house guest. If you're not already voting for Da'Vonne as America's favorite house guest, you could vote for Da'Vonne as America's favorite house guest 10 times.
No, I agree with you, Chappelle. I think it's important that we don't talk about who we're voting for. For example, if I were to vote for Da'Vonne as America's favorite house guest, for example, and do that multiple times a day, I really just think that it's something we all need to just keep close to our vests, you know?
Look, we
no
have
reason
a very
to discuss Da'Vonne for
strong
America's favorite house guest.
we have a very strong stance of neutrality on this podcast where we don't talk about, for example, voting for Da'Vonne as America's favorite house guest. We would never push for anything like that.
No, I
Right.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. 100%.
And it's not like Da'Vonne isn't already your favorite house guest, so we shouldn't have to tell you to vote for Da'Vonne as your favorite house guest. But
And we
if
wouldn't.
you haven't, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of course we wouldn't. And if you haven't, you can always just go to my Twitter page and look for a link to CBS's website and go vote for Da'Vonne if you wanted to on your own fruition. You don't need me to tell you to vote for Da'Vonne as America's favorite house guest because you were already going to do that. So this was pandering, and I didn't like it. I think that CBS should be a little bit more neutral.
I think they treat us like we're stupid. I think that like we can't see through their agenda. I mean, come on.
Right.
Pandering in its finest. My God.
Imagine.
Ridiculous. All right.
The ghetto.
Don't condone.
Let's move on to Chappelle. What does ripe mean?
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
I just need to know what ripe means. Specifically.
Like in regards to like
the word.
the word right.
Like in regards to the word being defined by you.
This by me.
Yes.
As if you don't know what the word ripe means already. You grown man.
I mean, I know what it means. I'm just wondering if you know what it means.
I mean, I know what it means. I could not imagine somebody who's lived on this earth past their 20s. Past 21, 22, been to college.
Past their 20s.
I couldn't, past the early 20s at least. I couldn't imagine someone to live this long and really not know what the word ripe means. But from what I learned tonight on the episode, if it's ripe, it's right.
And it's ready.
And it's ready. R and R. It's like when you do that, when you can't remember how to turn left and you hold your left hand up because it makes an L. If you hold your right hand up and it makes an R, a backwards R, then it's right. And it's ripe. And that's how you know when to eat your bananas and your produce.
Right is ripe means it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an R.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a toddler learning vocabulary. Okay, let's go to our word bank. Okay, Cody, we're going to talk about, we have all food flavored words today. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Nicole also trying to help out. She used it in a sentence, which I thought was also very useful. The avocado is very ripe. Okay. So we got that to help educate. This was weird. I will admit this, since apparently that's where I'm at right now, did Google the word ripe just in case. I needed to know the technical definition, which is developed to the point of readiness for harvesting and eating.
You see, that's what I was going to say. Just like you kind of interrupted me right as I was about to explain what it meant to people.
Yeah,
so,
you knew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's more absurd? Do eggs come from the ground, or what does the word ripe mean? Come on.
Honestly, I think it's eggs coming from the ground. I feel like that's worse. To think that eggs grow from the ground?
Like from an eggplant. From an eggplant. That's where it goes from.
An eggplant.
That's why they call it that.
Look, I don't want to give Cody any credit for this or try to defend him in any way, but maybe he was like, what is the technical definition of ripe? Okay. Yeah. Whereas where is Enzo saying, but technically, where do eggs come from? Because that's a little different.
Yeah. Well, Sis can help you out. She knows a lot about eggs.
Yeah. And the types of words, right?
Adjectives for sure. Adverbs as well.
Mm-hmm.
I will give him a pass on ripe because the egg thing is just so much worse. Like this is like the second or third time eggplants have come up on this podcast alone, with Dr. Will's undies and this eggs growing from the ground. This is a very eggplant heavy episode as far as I'm concerned. So I'll give Cody a pass because Enzo is the real culprit here.
Are eggplants very heavy?
No.
Mine are.
Ayo! Mine? Multiple? No.
R, multiple.
R, ready, right?
R, ready, right. R is ready, right. Oh no, don't be right. Look, we know what happens on Zoom calls, okay, when things get out of hand, all right? So let's just like back off of that for a bit. I did like the through line with the bananas, right? So is, you know, if the banana is ripe, and then we got the segment, of course, with the smushy bananas. So that was nice to have that tie in, but.
Are bananas heavy?
Yeah, I'm doing my best to move on, buddy. Okay, just roll with it.
I will roll with it.
Rob coming back to his podcast is going to be that gif of Troy coming back.
Yeah, in community, and everything's on
He
fire.
walks in with the pizzas.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's cool.
We did a great job.
Yeah, we did it.
So Christmas sees a squirrel.
Continue.
Yeah, and go on.
So I recorded a clip of this. I apologize if it's a little quiet, but it's just a small bit here.
Oh, look. It looks like a little statue.
It is a
That
statue.
is like such a little perfect pose. Squirrel, we love you.
Yeah.
Oh, look. It looks like a little statue.
It is a
That is
statue.
like such a little perfect
It is a
pose.
statue.
Squirrel, we love you.
I like that he said that, and Chris is just completely glossed. Oh, it's a perfect pose. It's a little model squirrel.
It's like a little statue.
It's a little statue. It is a statue.
I didn't notice she said that the first time. It's a statue. It is a statue. Okay, but it's not moving. Well, girl, it's a statue. Yeah, but
We
it's
love you,
perfectly
little
still.
squirrel.
Such a cute little statue, but it's not moving. Yeah, because it's a statue. But listen, it's not. It's just the pose.
Chris was like gonna go up to the squirrel, like, "Oh, little squirrel, he's staying still for me right now." And I was like, because it's a statue. It's like he's less like a little statue. Look, I'm gonna touch him. Oh, he's so cute.
Straight up big brain energy over here from Christmas. I like, did she think that Otev the salamander was real because it moved, right? Like, is that real?
Yeah, it doesn't even have to to move to be real, because that was perfectly still. And she, after it had been 40 days, and she's like, "Hey, did you see that squirrel?" Like, "Ma'am, there are no trees over here." Like this, like woodland creatures just like parking in the backyard. They're like, "I guess I'll just hang out up here until some."
She's
forest grows.
it's a white Christmas. She's Snow White. She's got the woodland creatures.
She was like dancing and singing and pee-popping at one time in the room. So maybe she was like talking to the squirrel statue.
And then Tyler's just like, "Those are statues." So she's hanging out in the room after they'd get all the floaties from Otev. She's talking to like, "Christmas, those are floaties. You know that, right?" What are you talking about?
That's what I was thinking. She thinks Mulan is real. It's just a miniature cow. I also would have loved, like, Christmas would have continued to live on thinking that was a real squirrel, and then go out each day and be like, "Oh, the squirrel is back. That's so cute. It's coming back to say hi to us."
Guys, he's like there all the time.
Oh, that's so cute.
There has to be footage of Tyler like sneaking off to one of the producers being like, "Really? Seriously? No one's gonna, I mean, come on, you guys. She can't be serious." And they're like, Tyler, please put your mic back on." He's like, listen. Honestly, she's a grown woman. It's a statue. Lady, it's been there all season. They're
Chappelle,
like, "Tyler, please stop it."
we saw this. We saw clips of this in the diary room. This game messes with your mind, man.
That would be me crying. Because I always think I wouldn't be crying in the diary room. I'm just not a crier. But oh my God, if you have someone asking me if eggs come from the ground and what does ripe mean, and like thinking that squirrels are moving, I'm in there bawling. I'm like Zach Rance, like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really? Like, that's me. No, absolutely not. So I get it. I see why they cry in the diary room. It makes sense now.
Yeah, I think I would also just straight up lose it. I would also like to think, though, that maybe production was playing their own version of a prank on Christmas. So moving the statue every once in a while. So maybe Christmas would think it was in a different position. But
Like up on the shelf.
like
Christmas theme.
It's yes. Oh my gosh.
Liana.
It's squirrel on a squirrel doing
No.
a twirl. Squirrel on a.
Nope. Perfectly still.
Okay. Never mind.
Oh boy. I just like Christmas is Tyler's like no seriously though. Like I'm imagining myself in Tyler's shoes, right? She says it's just like a statue. I'm like because it is a statue, and then she keeps going. And I'm like, wait, did she just hear me, or like do I have to say it again? Now, like you're really embarrassing yourself. Now I'm embarrassed because you're gonna be so embarrassed, and I'm gonna have to tell you. Okay, Christmas though, it is. You know it is a statue. You're like, okay, at least I got it over. She's like, no, it's not. But
yeah, like does he feel like it is his responsibility and duty to educate Christmas about this the situation, or is this like a telling a kid in very Christmas theme that Santa Claus isn't real? Does he have to break the news to Christmas to be like, I'm sorry, like the squirrel is a statue?
Yeah, see, I think maybe Tyler is a better person than me, because I think that maybe my response to this would have been, yeah, it is a squirrel. Look at it. Can you believe this?
Can you catch it? Go touch it, Christmas. You got it. Go and chase the squirrel, Christmas. You got it.
This is unbelievable.
Get up there, Christmas.
Hold on. We gotta go show everyone. Go grab tell them that there's a squirrel.
Go tell everybody. The squirrel just won't move. But I did like the quote from Christmas. I got played by a squirrel, which, in terms of Christmas getting played by people,
I just
places,
don't think,
things.
Look, it's just not very sporting. She shouldn't be calling Cody a squirrel. I just don't think it's fair to Cody just because he shaved. Like, it's just not just don't be mean. Don't be mean.
I mean, Cody, Tyler, Enzo, and Nicole swapping a name. You got it. Insulting them all, calling them all squirrels.
Yeah.
It's like the new meatballs. Like, you're all a bunch of squirrels.
You're all a bunch of squirrels. Squirrel statues.
Where's Jason Roy?
Squirrels.
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 All right. Actually, we should not talk about squirrels around anybody that was anywhere close to the Big Brother 21 cast.
That's right. We're moving on.
Yeah, they would have grabbed David, and he would have been like, no.
Please don't put me in a bag. Please don't put me in a bag. That was so weird. That was weird. That was like a fever dream.
Really weird.
Yeah. Why a squirrel? Was this a whole, like, maybe we're going to get some type of through line with the squirrel that's captured them all that one year. And now we have the squirrel statue.
This is a reference that everyone is going to get. The early seasons of the revival of Doctor Who, where like on the finale of those like first three, the Russell T Davies kind of those seasons, on the finale, every single time there'd be a montage of like, bad wolf was uttered throughout the season, and then it's like, oh my god, there was like a secret overlord the whole time. And I think that someday we're gonna have a montage of that caliber on Big Brother, where secretly the squirrel has been running the show the whole time.
The squirrel's like in the background, like he's a Dalek, and so he's like, yeah, makes sense. I got the reference.
Like, y'all think Big Brother is just lowbrow, putting people in costumes, much to Melissa's chagrin, but no, it was all thought out. They had a plan this whole time. It's all squirrel related,
basically.
Yeah, but then it's that meme where it's like, no, it wasn't the squirrel. It was Nicole Franzel controlling the squirrel
all along.
She was in the squirrel costume in BB21. Oh no!
Makes sense.
It all makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So then we get a montage of requests. I loved this.
It was great.
We get Memphis would really like a hot tub.
You think? I might have heard him say
I don't think he mentioned it enough,
really,
or at all.
Once.
I mean, he was probably like doing a favor for someone else,
As Memphis is wont to do, yes.
Yeah.
Consider others' wants and feelings and thoughts, yes. Yeah, can we warm the hot tub? That's all. That's all, man.
Look,
just warm in the hot tub.
I want to go in it tomorrow, so if you could just, warm it up today for me.
Yeah.
Have it ready.
We know Memphis has back pains and aches and other things that, Ben Gay might not work for. So, knowing that he has these pains and aches, it makes sense that he wants the hot tub. Make Kaysar wanting a bunny make sense to me. Somebody explain that to me. I can see why Memphis wants the hot tub, but tell me why Kaysar needs a bunny.
Yeah, Taryn, as our live feed expert, please explain.
He needs a friend. He needs somebody to connect to. This is probably when Janelle had already left. She talked a lot about her bunny, Blueberry. And he was probably like, hey, I would like a bunny. Janelle loves her bunny. I would like to have a bunny for myself and for the house. We can all bond over our love for bunnies. And I love this line. It's just like, now I don't want to make you guys look like the bad guy, but I may have already convinced half the house that they're getting a bunny. So
Kaysar always playing Big Brother. that was here. The concept of the emotional support bunny, I think, is fabulous. Like, that's what they should have gone with. I'm sure the producers were like, you have an emotional support squirrel in the backyard, so that should be enough for you. I don't know why you need another rabbit, another animal here. So it doesn't make any kind of sense.
The squirrel's not moving, so yeah, I guess.
It's less fuzzy.
Yeah. Maybe this is cultural. What exactly is hot pepper jam?
I don't know. I assume it's jam of the pepper.
You can make jam jelly out of a variety of fruits. So you do it with peppers instead, or maybe there's other things involved. It's got a little kick to it, I think. Is what they
spread
say.
it on toast. If you want like spicy toast.
Put it in your slop.
Spicy toast is not a thing I ever thought I would want. Hot pepper jam.
Hot pepper jam. Christmas is hot pepper jam.
Yeah. Hot pepper jam, hot pepper jelly. I see a bunch of recipes for it.
Okay.
So it definitely seems to be a thing. So it's red bell peppers, green bell peppers, jalapenos, apple cider vinegar, pectin and sugar. So it's like how you would make jelly anyway, but it's peppers.
Heidi in the chat says they usually serve it with cream cheese and crackers.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
I didn't know you put cream cheese on crackers, to be honest.
What type of crackers?
Yeah, I'm just imagining like little square crackers.
Okay, but like Ritz, Triscuits. Come on,
Right.
like we need to know the type. That
Saltines.
matters. Salt.
Yeah. So is that the thing? I can't name it.
Oh yeah, the cream cheese dampens the heat. That makes sense. It's a dairy product. Now, unfortunately, I don't think cream cheese grows in the ground, so Enzo probably can't eat that.
Luckily,
which might
I have
be
a
problem.
workaround.
You gonna drop it?
Yeah. Chappelle gets me.
I got you. Just put it on the ground, pick it up.
Does it have to
Drop
be
it like-
cream? Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's cream cheese hot. Hot
Drop
pepper
it like
jelly
it's hot pepper jam. Yeah, drop it
Yeah.
like it's hot pepper jam.
Does it have to be cream cheese side down?
Yeah, unfortunately, getting the container on the ground is not the container comes from the ground, but the food itself.
What's inside it also has
not
to
on the
come.
ground. It has to touch the ground in order for it to come from the ground.
I was about to ask, if you drop a banana but it's in its peel, does that come from the ground? And then I remembered, Liana, bananas come from the ground normally, so you don't have to do the workaround. It's okay.
Are you saying bananas are vegan? What if it's not ripe?
I don't know how to I don't know how to define it. Okay, I don't like defining these things. I don't like putting labels, but possibly.
All right. What other requests did we have? I know we had SPF 30 lip balm. Tyler's lips burn easy.
That's right. Let's see.
He should stay away from the red pepper jam.
Obviously.
Yeah, that would burn.
Yeah.
Burn.
And the kitchen grease fires as well.
Also would burn.
No.
Not my lips. My lips.
Where's my lip balm?
I asked for lip balm and you brought me hot pepper jam. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, we definitely got so we got the hot pepper jam. We got the ant killer thing that Cody cannot identify. A space heater, the 12-pack for Enzo, which he promises he will share, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, he also said he was going to make a big move. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't believe that guy anymore.
Maybe the big move was, I'm going to trick them. I'm going to trick them into giving me a 12-pack, yo. And then, boom, I don't even share it, yo. Oh, that's it. Big move.
I'm going to put that in my final jury speech. Guess what? I got a surprise for you. I had a 12-pack all to myself. You didn't get any. Is
like Tyler in the
Tyler's cloud
Tyler,
power.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, better or worse, Tyler's cloud power. Just keep bringing it up, man. Just keep bringing it up. People love it. People love it. People love it. The weirdest thing for me was Nicole A asking for her peanut butter socks, but not because she needed them. It was like, I entered the house with them and I need a full-blown detective, like, situation here where we need to all figure out what happened to my peanut butter and jelly socks. That was the one that was the weirdest.
Yeah. What? I swear I had them, and I feel like I'm going crazy here because they're not here. What's going on?
Russell Hance snuck in, burned them. They're done, girl. Sorry.
Wasn't it Sandra?
No,
She burned the hat.
She burned his hat. Did he burn? He burned something, I think.
He burned the
Jason
socks.
Support Jason.
Oh yeah, he did burn the
Poor
socks.
Jason.
Yeah.
For sockless for a whole season. I don't blame Nicole. If you come in the house with something, you kind of want to leave with it. She left relatively quickly. So if I'm her, week 2, I'm like, all right, the writing's on the wall. somebody, please, where are my socks? I've been packing for days now. Please, just my PB&J socks. That's all I want.
I was just so excited to wear my PB&J socks.
Yeah, and I'm leaving. Give me my socks. Give me my socks. I saw you slip Christmas that hot pepper jam. I want my socks.
But it was more like an investigation. She was like, we need Sherlock Holmes in here, okay, to really crack the case on what's going on. Which, by the way, I would love something like this for my everyday life. I can be like, where are my keys? Well, let me go in the diary room and be like, I know I came home, I unlocked the door with my keys. So where are they? What did you do with my keys?
Benedict Cumberbatch. Robert Downey Jr., I need one of you here. I need to find my PB&J socks.
Doesn't matter which one.
But preferably Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
I thought Kevin asking for clippers, I can relate because I would be losing my mind. But I think Da'Vonne doubled down on the hot tub. No, she doubled down on the ant killer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously these people have a ton of ants every season. So I don't mind that. But what kind of Parmesan cheese do they have in the house? Because Janelle was not happy with whatever substitute that they were using.
I'm telling you, it's the green kind. I don't know the brand. I don't know the name. You know what I'm talking about.
The Kraft green,
okay.
yeah.
Yes, it's the green one.
It's
that
like
is probably what it is.
it's like a chalky texture.
It's like it's Parmesan cheese product,
Yeah.
right? It's not actually Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, it's like Velveeta is like cheese stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah,
Cheese products.
It's a cheese product. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the shelf with like the actual macaroni shells and like pasta shells and stuff like and stuff. So like it doesn't melt. It's obviously not cheese because you could just leave it out in the open. And so I'm thinking somebody walked in the house with like a block of that. And Janelle's like, you know what? I did not wear red bottoms into the Big Brother house for you to give me fake cheese substitute. I would like real Parmesan cheese for my slop. Thank you.
Yeah. It's also like very sloshy sounding. The Velveeta.
Oh, I was like the Parmesan. I was like, what Parmesan cheese are you eating, Taryn?
Very
Do we need to
sloshy
talk about this?
Parmesan. Yeah.
Ew. Ew. Is it ripe?
Oh my God.
It's not ripe yet. That's the problem.
No. Yeah, it's too sloshy.
Is it vegan? Have you dropped it on the ground yet?
Did it?
Always.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Now I'm picturing, like, I remember the time where I think it was Tyler who's gonna eat a donut from Danny, and is it vegan? She should have just been like, dropped. It is now.
Boom.
There you go. All right. So we're missing some people. Da'Vonne, she was great. I don't remember who else they said was great.
Kaysar has the kindest eyes. A quote from Nicole. I don't know about that one. I don't know if that was a plant. Was that like, Nicole, please say something nice about Kaysar. Well, and then she had to like run through a couple things. She found he has the kindest eyes.
How do you do kind eyes?
It's like smizing, but kinding.
It's like,
yeah. It's like when I look into your eyes.
No, not that. It's not that, Taryn. It's not that when I look into your eyes, I see home. That's the kind home. Eyes.
Yeah, I look into your eyes, I see home. She also said she wants to be friends with Ian outside the house because that's a thing that she's never done before.
Yeah.
Brand new to her. She just met this guy.
She can't wait to be BFFs.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I really hope he doesn't see you, I don't know, hypothetically laughing at his super secret thing that he just told you in confidence in front of a million people. So,
I did Google Ian Terry to see what the automatic fill-ins would be. Y'all thirsty, okay? Because the top search is Ian Terry girlfriend, and it's not my search. I did it on incognito, okay? So don't look at me when you're like, this is what Liana searched, okay? Ian Terry girlfriend, Ian Terry Yale, Ian Terry big brother, and Ian Terry net worth. So I think there's some people out here looking for something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me pull up my incognito and see what I can find. Okay. Dr. Will Speedo.
It's undies, Chappelle.
I'm sorry.
Undies. Okay.
I don't. Thank you, Liana. I'm sorry.
No.
I almost went into something.
Do not mislabel.
Liana, that was intentional. He's looking for more.
It's like I got some other videos I need to find.
Just of the Dr. Will variety.
Look,
preferably.
when you're rocking those undies, there's more to find.
We'll see. Another eggplant joke in there somewhere. All right, moving on. So Ian's autistic. That's a thing. No, I'm kidding.
I heard, I heard Dr. Will's eggplants are also particularly heavy, Chappelle. So you've got,
So I'm in good company. I'll ask the salamander to be sure.
Yes, we get a very nice. I mean, this is something that we saw in the episode. Part of what I liked about this recap was that there were actually a pretty small amount of repeated segments, and I think if you're gonna do repeated segments, these next two segments, pretty good ones to repeat. Ian talking about being on the spectrum, having that not be who he is, which kind of made me sad. Again, we talked about this before, but like headlines of certain articles, I felt like were exactly what he was talking about, but still, just like, so, he's so clearly uncomfortable talking about it, and the fact that he's willing to and be open about it is really nice, really cool. Happy to see that segment again. And then the Kaysar and Da'Vonne talk. It's just it's so good.
Yeah. I want to talk about Ian a little bit more before we move on to Kaysar and Da'Vonne. Ian is my hero. I watched that segment and I adore that man. He's awesome. I misspoke earlier. I said Ian's autistic, but what I mean is that Ian is on the spectrum, and he said that he have he might be on the spectrum of autism or whatever. But to me, just seeing him talk about it and go and win Big Brother and stuff, I hope he's an inspiration to people who can relate, people who can't relate. Ian is an inspiration to me. I enjoyed seeing him on this season. I wish he could have done better and I think we're always kind of rooting for Ian regardless. And so I just want to say that, yeah, seeing him, it made me want to be friends with him outside the house even more. I know Nicole has never met this man outside the house, and she wants to be friends with him too, but I as well. So yeah, shout out to Ian because I really enjoyed that segment for sure.
And I think also not just for people who are on the spectrum, but in general, if you feel like there's something that you don't want to define you, right? Like you are not a disease, you are not this one thing. And I think that was really important. And I'm happy that this is one of the things that they chose to show again.
Yeah, and I mean, it does a little bit tie into the conversation that Kaysar and Da'Vonne have. Kaysar talking about religion, and then Da'Vonne talking about how she can't just come on and play this game because she is defined as who she is. And and she talks about Breonna Taylor, and it's so nice. It's so I just it makes me remember that Kaysar should be on the show all the time, and Da'Vonne, because this wasn't even like, both Kaysar and Da'Vonne were two people that really tried to have these conversations, and without them there, we didn't get that. Like Da'Vonne brought up this stuff to David. She talked to David about like his relationship with Jackson and Jack. I was Jack and Mickey, whatever it is, and she's not afraid to just like open up and talk about these things and ask the questions, and Kaysar, he wants to go there, he wants to talk about these things, and the fact that we got this on the feeds, on the episodes, I'm really happy about it, because it's not something that I'm used to when I watch Big Brother.
Yes, exactly. I mean, look, I do love the fun, silly segments, but things like this are so critically important. I think especially when Kaysar is talking about action, you know, one of the reasons why he came on Big Brother is because he wanted to take action. He wanted to be part of those conversations and push that on national television. And I'm happy that he had Da'Vonne in there to do it with him. I think especially leading up to the election and voting, not just for America's favorite player, but also in general. I think that this was something so critically important. I'm really happy that it was shown again, I can't be happier about something like this being shown.
And I agree. Both of you guys said that beautifully, and I just also want to say that when it comes to voting, if you were to vote for Da'Vonne for America's favorite player, that wouldn't be a horrible thing if you choose to do that on your own. But Da'Vonne and Kaysar being in the house, it did promote those conversations, and it made me feel like Kaysar is just a better human being than I am. I mean, I just feel like I would be in the house to win, and that would be it. And you would never hear any type of in-depth conversation with me at all. It would just be like Chappelle talking about eggplants and things of that nature. And Kaysar, he literally came onto the show to have a platform, and I appreciate that.
And Kaysar, just like, the bravery of going on the show at the time he did in season 6, wanting to represent his culture, where he comes from, in the way that he did so successfully. I just love Kaysar. All right.
Aww.
Kaysar.
Let's talk about
Kaysar.
costumes, punishment costumes.
I'm sorry, costumes? Say what? So let me
wait,
just
are you
walk
wearing
you
a costume?
through. No, this is my normal attire. I wore this to work today. Okay,
so.
it's PPE safe. Okay, look, I'm safe at work. So I want to walk through my mental thoughts as I was watching this episode. So first I was like, I'm gonna wear my onesie. We're going all out. Silly segment, silly segment, silly segment. And then we get the really important serious segments, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm overdressed. I'm underdressed. I don't know. I'm inappropriately dressed. But then we went right back to the punishment costumes. I was like, no, it's okay. This is where I belong. We take the silly with the serious. It's all in good fun. Please talk. I'm awkward now.
You're awkward now, really?
Oh, now, yeah, now.
Now, what animal? You said that's a dinosaur?
I'm a dinosaur.
What kind of dinosaur?
I don't know, like a blue one. I've got a little.
Oh yeah,
we got a tail.
The blue one.
That
was my favorite dinosaur. The blue one was my favorite dinosaur as a kid.
Yeah, the Land Before Time, the blue one.
Yeah.
Pterodactyl, well. Tyrannosaurus Rex, Stegosaurus, the blue one.
Ducky.
The blue one. I swear, I've been thinking you were some type of fish this entire time, so I'm glad you cleared that up.
So here's the problem. This is the nose. For those of you who are watching the video version, if the audio version, I mean, come on, guys, I'm wearing a costume. The eyes are to the side, and it's hard to see them. So
can you see through the nose holes?
No, I cannot. No,
you should
this
be
isn't
able
the
to.
Masked Singer. I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
should.
a demerit.
Yeah, I know. I need to
That's a
change it up.
demerit.
I just want a gold star. Speaking of costumes.
Yeah, this would be a great punishment costume that you're supposed to see through the nose holes, but you can't. You just have to wear it like that.
Yeah, I have to hold it around like this and then just sort of bump into things. I'm sure that would definitely be a thing Big Brother would be all into. I'm excited for the segment.
And speaking of stars,
dude,
Christmas had star babies.
I think that might be one of my favorite punishments, the star babies, because there was so many of them by the end. That's hilarious to me.
I've I'm so confused as to why people liked this.
I'm with Liana on this one. I thought that was great. At first I was like, this is stupid. There's like one baby. I was like, oh, she has twins. When she's in like a room like full of like all like it's 45 stars in there, and then Enzo's like carrying one trying to burp it, and she's like, just get out of here, I'm sick of it. Like, I love that. That was precious. I liked every second of it.
I need to hear why Taryn hates it.
I just don't like. I just
star
don't.
babies.
I just
like
don't
babies.
get it.
He doesn't like star babies.
What do you mean you don't get it? What?
I don't get why
you
it's
hate star
funny.
babies
It's
and
just,
go.
it's just a bunch of pillows.
If you hate children, just say that. If you hate children, just say that.
Specifically star babies. No,
that was funny as hell.
there's something about managing a large number of things.
Pillows?
Of pillows.
Of anything.
Of anything, yeah. It could have been, yeah. It's overwhelming and it's hilarious. And the segment or the scene of her and Enzo with all of their little star babies, it was cute. It was cute. Sorry.
Right.
I mean, I know for robots, the programming is not updated yet, especially star babies. That's like a weird thing to be, to like. So maybe one day, Taryn, you'll come around on this.
Taryn and Julie both. Yeah, I mean, anytime I can see Christmas punished, I'm down. Throw some stars at her.
There's that too, yes.
Yeah. All right. We did see, we finally got to see Bayleigh's punishment on the recap. And after seeing it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's why they didn't air it.
I know, right? I was like, yeah, we could have gone without this.
Yeah.
Although the chant at the end,
Yes,
that's really catchy.
it is.
Do you remember it?
The like she got one left chant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about.
That's how we feel about this season. Like we got
we got two
weeks left.
episodes.
We got one. We got one. We got 1 week left. Yay! I didn't like Bayleigh's punishment. I don't think I would have liked that. Like there would have been a segment of me like laying on the ground like complaining because did she do that all at one time, Taryn?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw.
I think she took like a short break, but like, yeah, it was. She knocked it out real quick, which was part of the problem. Like, it did not. There was no struggle.
Yeah, the opposite. You would have had to. There would have been people like in the house like, Chappelle, please get out of the bed. Why? Because you haven't finished your thing. Like, I don't care. I don't want to be in the veto. God, leave me alone. Like it's a tricycle. Grow up. I'm like, fine.
Yeah,
No,
you would have gone and laid down right next to Memphis on the floor and been like, I feel you, man.
Oh my gosh. If we could just get the hot tub again. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll need the hot tub after that. No, Chappelle's like, it's fine. I just won't play in the next veto. It's fine. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Whatever.
At this rate, I'm probably not going to win anyway. I'm looking at the writing on the wall, running out of minorities here. My time it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
The one thing I was really happy though that they did include, and they included the shade music with it, whether or not it was intended to be shade, but was when Nicole said, well, it seems like you're pedaling a lot and you're not going very far.
Yeah.
And Bayleigh looked at her like, girl.
Yeah. And they did the shade, I know it's not RuPaul's Drag Race with the rattle, but it, like still similar vibe.
I was missing Nicole with the sly smile, like
afterwards.
The bangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liana, I caught that too. She's like, well, maybe you're not pedaling fast enough. Bayleigh was like, oh, okay. All right. I hear that. Gonna keep on pedaling though.
You know what would have made this competition or this punishment more interesting is Kathy crawling in caramel chasing behind her, going,
Listen, Bayleigh too is probably afraid of the cops. So yeah.
It all fits. She's in a tricycle also, a vehicle, as close as we're gonna get in the Big Brother house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for in Scare Wars.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Well, we get a crying montage. We get one of these every year now. I thought this was not the most fun crying montage. We've gotten much better crying montages.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back. Maybe Big Meech. She cried a lot and it was funny.
For me, the crying montages, the crying part of the crying montages are not my favorite. I like the other weird diary room segments. So for example, when Ian was trying to sit in the chair, he's like, my butt's wet. How do I sit?
Yes.
And then the next one was Nicole being like, this seat's wet. That kind of stuff really makes me laugh. So I guess the only crying moment that I liked was when Janelle was throwing shade at Nicole, being like, I don't need a box of tissues. Flash cut to Nicole, guys, find the tissues.
That was a good story it told, because it was Janelle's, I don't need tissues. Like, like Nicole does. And it was Nicole like, oh, where are the, I gotta give me the tissues. And then it was Da'Vonne like, oh, there's never tissues in here when I need them.
Yeah. A story in 3 parts.
No, it was good. Yeah, not my favorite crying segment. I think it's just we don't have any iconic criers this season. Like we have criers, but no one who just like their crying took the cake. Like I brought up Big Meech, but do you remember in that jury segment thing with Dr. Will and Cody's staring at her? She's like, Cody, stop looking at me. Like that's the type of crying that I want. I want someone who's like, stop it with your stupid face facing at me, and just breaks down crying. So yeah, Franzel crying over like missing and Tyler crying over missing his girlfriend and all that stuff. Like that stuff is normal crying, I guess. I want like the hysteric crying for no reason, crying because life happened or something. I don't know. This just was kind of like, it's fine.
Tyler's one was like legit anguish. I was like, can't.
He tried to quit and they told him no. So you can't leave this house.
Tyler's one like made me feel a little uncomfortable because it looked like he was in the midst of like a panic attack. Like he just needed to leave. Like, and I was like, oh man, like, this isn't fun.
He tried to quit the game and they said no. Like, no. And he's just like, yeah, please, gee, let me out of God. For God's sakes, have some humanity. And they're like, no, stay there. Stay where you are.
Oh my God.
So,
if the Wand-Off existed for Big Brother, that's when you do the rehab parody of like, I want to leave the house. And they said, no, right? That's what you go with.
Yeah, it's Tyler Winehouse.
Yeah, Tyler Winehouse. The one moment, I think it was the intro maybe to this segment of Enzo saying women like a guy who can cry. And then at the same time, isn't he the one who's like, oh, I can't cry. I need to wear my sunglasses so no one can see me cry?
Yeah, and then in the end of the episode, he's crying in the diary room. And after that, on the feeds, he was like, I'm just really upset that I just cried in the diary room. Like people just saw me cry.
Yeah, and then you have Janelle saying, I will never give y'all the satisfaction of seeing me cry in this house. And like Janelle, we love it. We love it.
See, I think what because I think that was fun, but I think what ruined it for me is that I was like, oh, are they going to show when she cried about Nicole Anthony? Because but then they didn't, and I was like, oh, okay, so they were just going for that, and I was like, oh, it ruined it for me.
It did. She did cry. And I think that's the thing that turned everybody against Nicole Anthony this season, because it was like Nicole Anthony was saying a lot of things and she was kind of being a jerk about it. And Janelle was trying her best. But then it came to like, Janelle cried for her. She literally developed tear ducts and cried for that woman. And it was like, okay, Nicole Anthony, you're dead to us. Sorry. So, yeah.
You know what you did.
You know what you did.
Ultimate betrayal.
Oh man. So we do get this final diary room session from Enzo where he's talking about how much he wants it, and this might be one of my favorite moments of the entire season, because I love these raw confessionals. It reminded me of Zach Rance, that he really, you can see, and this man who has been broken down over the course of the season, we noted it. Like he had energy, he was excited. Over the course of the season, he's been burned out, but he is still here, and he just has this like intense desire to make it happen, and he can see it all crumbling in front of him, and he's just like, I want to scream my dad's name, and he just like he gets lost in that moment for that period of time. It's like you so rarely see these raw moments in the diary room like this, but it was so powerful to me.
Yeah, it was really powerful, and I think to see something so raw and so emotional in that moment. I know it's after like the silly emotional segment, but like this one felt legit. This was like super legitimate. I don't know if they gave him some hot pepper jam before he went in there, but like that was hot, raw emotion.
Yeah, I liked the segment, but part of me was kind of thinking like, Enzo, you could have voted Nicole out a couple weeks ago.
Played yourself, buddy.
I feel really bad for you, but this is kind of your fault a little bit, just a tad.
You're going to get voted out and you're going to scream Nicole's name.
Right. And the last thing you're going to remember is Christmas saying, Enzo, you just got third place, and then walking out of the house. And that's got to suck.
I think Victor's also used to screaming Nicole's name.
Oh,
my God.
Sorry,
she
I'm
went
sorry.
there.
I thought of it. I had to say it. My bad.
Liana,
Put
this
that
has been a
later.
clean show, and you just had to take it
Oh,
and make it all
I
that.
can't believe she
How
went
dare
there.
you?
Liana,
Ultimate
please.
Liana
betrayal.
always dragging
Please,
us
I am-
down.
Liana, please. Taryn and I staying above the level, and look at you. Just go. When you go low, we go high. I can't.
Hybrid.
Hybrid. That's the two of
This
us.
is a
Liana, how dare you?
hybrid podcast.
Yes.
Oh man.
All right. That was the recap. That was
You're
the recap.
welcome.
Then we get
That's
some
it.
Dr. Will in his undies to top it off.
See?
What's the timestamp for that? I don't think I saw it.
Yeah, you know what? It would be if people in the chat actually had that, just to examine, just to make sure again that it wasn't a Speedo. I think
We
it's
have to be
important.
sure.
We
For
all need
continuity's sake.
to revisit this. Yes. Let's
Yeah.
let's all
Yeah.
take a good hard look.
How hard?
All right. Well, we do have some spoilers for you. We know who won part 1 of the final 3 HOH, so we can let you know what happened there very shortly. But if you are going to leave us now, thank you so much for joining us. I will be back tomorrow morning to update everyone on what happened today on the live feeds. And I will also be live tomorrow night for the Legacy Watch Roundtable. And then Monday, we'll be back to recap the Monday night episode where we will maybe see the first part of the HOH. I don't know, probably, right?
It's gotta be. My prediction is it's gotta be that. It's gotta be Christmas going to the jury house, maybe?
I would like to see that.
Yeah, maybe maybe the jury roundtable. We usually, yeah, jury roundtable, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's
No, we don't usually get that on the finale. I don't know.
The finale?
It's 2
I don't
hours. What are they doing?
It's All Stars, baby.
I don't know. We got two left. That's how many episodes. We'll get through it.
All right. Well, guys, I have the spoiler song. Are we ready for spoilers? Let's make it happen.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
A spoiler.
warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
Spoiler.
against this country has been detected and that protective action should be taken.
Raising the roof like Christmas.
Woo! Well, yes, raise the roof. Woo! Woo! Just like the emoji. Let's
Yes.
go. Let's go.
Yes. All right. So we have some information for you. They played part 1 of the final 3 HOH. One of the reasons why Enzo was crying in the diary room is because he did not win part 1 for the final 3 HOH. So it came down to Nicole and Cody. And Nicole is the winner of part 1, the final 3 HOH. Cody and Enzo will be facing off in part 2.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Nicole was in her bag.
Not the big.
She was in her bag.
Yeah, I mean this. So I believe the competition was the spinny one where you have to hold on to the rope and you stand on the platform and then you get, hit by the whatever the theme was this year, which it definitely favors people who are smaller and lighter, and so it makes sense that Nicole was able to pull this one out. And then wasn't there a thing with like Enzo getting disqualified because he maybe sat on it or something like that?
Yeah, I think he said he lasted like 17 minutes and it was embarrassing, and that he maybe like sat down to quit instead of like falling off or something like that. But
Gotcha.
Yeah, he did not do particularly well, and it's starting to look like he may need to just go ahead and win part 2 and part 3 if he wants any chance in this game. But we did hear from Cody at the end of the episode. He said, I'm not going to repeat my mistakes of last time. I'm going to do what's best for my game. I just wish I knew what he thought was best for his game.
Okay. So let's cut to the chase here. Let's just stop. What's best for Cody's game is being in the final 3 with these 2 people or any other of the people who've just gone home. He's in a good spot regardless. I think we really should be thinking about Nicole. You've won the first round of the HOH. Should we even be celebrating if you're not willing to cut Cody? That's the winning move. That's got to be it. Whether you're Enzo, whether you're Nicole, you cut Cody, we will just hand you the win. And people might actually respect you despite all the things that people find wrong with this season. And I just don't think either of them is going to do it. So are we wasting our time here? Taryn, talk to me.
Look, we're never wasting our time recapping a recap. It is very important work. Somebody needs to do it, Chappelle.
It's day 79 in the house, and not a lot of movement.
Not a lot of movement.
Nicole's probably not going to use
her part one.
Yeah, not going to do anything as usual, and Enzo's not going to do it either. But I'm enjoying this season. So
I'm enjoying my sweet potato fries. They're very good.
So Taryn, what are the odds that Cody loses this season? Just give me the raw data.
The raw data. Well, I have looked into the Matrix, and I can tell you, I'm going to say 5%.
That he loses.
That he loses.
Yeah.
And is that 5% contingent on somebody cutting him? Or is that he could get to the final two and still lose? Do you think it's possible that he could get to the final two and still lose?
I think it's like 4% somebody cuts him, 1% he loses a jury vote.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm trying to decide, what am I rooting for? What do I want to happen? I think I need to know who Cody would take. I really, in my heart, I need to know that information. I don't trust the interviews after necessarily, although, I need to see it happen. So I think ultimately that's what I'm rooting for. I think Cody has a great shot against Enzo, knowing what the part 2 of the final HOH competitions have been previously. So I think we're going to end up with a Cody versus Nicole final 3, but I don't know. We don't know for sure.
I'm sorry. I just can't take you seriously when you're talking serious strategy dressed as a dinosaur.
I'm sorry, why?
Like, what do you mean, Taryn?
Like all podcast long, I've been like, yeah, it's just Liana in a dinosaur costume. But the second you started I just want to know what's happening with the strat. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you're in a dinosaur costume.
You're not allowed.
That's why I went to Taryn for the data. I was like, give us the statistics here. Liana, you just sit there and be a dinosaur.
You just have fun, okay? You do you. That's cute. You got fun.
I have the opposite opinion, I guess, of Liana, though. I'd rather see Franzo do the thing that needs to be done. Even if she doesn't win. Let's say she cuts Cody and they all give the money to Enzo because they hate her. Whatever. I just want to know that she got it in her, because I don't think she has it in her at all. But I want that for her. What? Don't we want good Big Brother players, especially women players, because there's just a discrepancy in who's set up to win this game. This is a moment for her to beat another male in the final 2 and to be the first 2-time winner and to be in the pantheon of winners with these guys that get so much credit. I just want that for her, even if I don't love her as a person. Don't we deserve? And this is 2020, so I know we don't get nice things, but don't we deserve nice things? So that's me. That's me. Well, I don't mind if she loses, but I need to know that she's willing to cut Cody.
Here's what's interesting. I think that if let's say Nicole cuts Cody and takes Enzo, you'd think slam dunk now for Nicole. But what if Enzo is savvy enough? Because basically what's going to happen is the jury's going to come in with their own set of opinions. Cody's going to win unless somebody cuts him. So when Nicole cuts him, they're going to be like, oh, so maybe now Nicole should win, but it's a very fresh opinion. It's not locked in. It's not your usual come in already having your mind made up. So if they get to the questioning and Enzo comes right out of the gates saying, look what I just did, yo. I just got Nicole to cut Cody, yo. I convinced her. And she's gonna be like, no, I did it on my own. Now it's all of a sudden who can take the credit for cutting Cody. And I feel like that's his only shot at that point.
I've seen Enzo's goodbye messages.
Enzo's gonna be like, Cody, yo, I did my best to try to get her to take you, yo. I don't know what to say, yo. That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like Terrence's scenario much better because even if that happened and they could potentially give Enzo the win, but whatever, even if that happened, that would be great TV. That moment of Enzo just turning it on and Nicole kind of just like hitting the slow head turn and looking at him like, you monster, because we've seen this before where people like make the big move. I think it was like Survivor, blah, 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 whatever, insert season.
Great season.
Where you have like Ken in the final, like with David Wright, and he finally cuts David Wright, and everybody's like, Adam is like, I told you to do that. And he's like, no, I was going to do it anyway because I have to do it to beat him. And Adam's like, but were you? I don't think you were. So that's how he gets the win. And so I would love to see that moment. But again, I just don't think we can have nice things. And again, we've seen Enzo in those moments. So yeah. And also, Danny hates Nicole. She just hates her. And I think that's why she was so hell-bent on going to the end with her, because she's like, no, I don't respect this girl. So I'm just going to drag her along, get to the end with her and beat her. And now that everyone's coming out of the house and they're like, I kind of respect Nicole. She's like, why? I hate her. It's so annoying. And so I think if Enzo wanted to do that, Danny would be like, you know what? I think Enzo's right. I think it sounds like Enzo convinced her, and Nicole's just dumb. She's not able. So I could see it happening.
Yeah, Danny's gonna be like, she's gonna go to ask her question, and she's gonna look at the note card that she was assigned, because that's how they do it. And she's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna go with my own question because I know better. And she's gonna say, so Enzo, what it sounds like you're saying is that you convinced Nicole to cut Cody right at the end. That's what you're saying. How did you? In fact, Enzo, how did you convince Nicole to cut Cody like that? Very impressive.
That sounds much more likely. Although, when Enzo brings up his 12-pack play, then I think that might really convince the jury.
How did we forget about that?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Secret weapon.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it, yo.
That's it.
I'm trying to say, yo.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so last season, that was Jackson's season, right? I try to remove that from my memory, but their final competition was like this, like super physical, like sand coming out of a thing. It was like a whole production. And then this season, they just have to hang on to the little swing thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a good direction. I honestly, I don't want it to be this big obstacle course that the Jacksons are going to win every time.
Yeah, and I know you had you had talked about this before, where you could see the competition getting more and more physical, but they chose this season to be like, yeah, let's give Nicole a fair shot. I
don't think they did it on purpose. I think that they have a limited crew this season because of COVID, and so they had to stick with what they knew.
Right. It was like a Legends of the Hidden Temple set last time. Like you had to put together the green monkey. It's only 3 pieces. And then go to the forest and then dodge the temple guards. And Jackson won because he's an athlete and he was up against Cliff.
If it was really Legends of the Hidden Temple, Jackson wouldn't have won. He wouldn't have fit through all the child-sized obstacles.
That's true.
The white crocodiles. Yeah, I can see that now. They're matching T-shirts.
Oh my God.
It's a good show.
It is a good show. Bring that back. That back. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
It's been a wonderful night. I've had so much fun with you guys. What a great recap of the recap. We had a good recap and a great recap of the recap.
Is Rob going to listen to this?
I hope not.
Me too.
I'd like to keep my job, please.
I just got here.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to talk.
Yeah.
Just everyone just say to Rob, it was a great you shouldn't even listen to it. It was so good that it's like that Monty Python joke. You might die if you listen to it. So just take our word for it. It was great.
If y'all could please tweet him that.
The greatest podcast in the world. This is just a tribute, so that's what I'm saying.
Enjoy your brother's wedding. If you're listening to this, tweet Rob and tell him not to listen to this, please. I think that would be hilarious.
Yes,
it was great. Please don't listen.
Yes, exactly.
Spam him.
10 out of 10. Don't listen.
No need to listen.
5 stars.
Emphasize.
Trust
Would
me.
not recommend.
Believe me. Look into my kind eyes and trust me.
And see home.
Chappelle, you just did Kind Eyes. I don't know if you did it on
kinding.
purpose. See, now you're now you know you. I don't think you can do kind eyes on purpose.
These are my kind eyes.
All right. That's what we have for you. So again, Monday and Wednesday, we will have some recaps for you. Of course, Wednesday being the finale. I'm going to continue to have daily updates for you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, all the way until the finale. The last 3 shows will be an in-depth dive into the final 3 and their games across the season. The Saturday roundtable will be on Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We've also got some amazing race coverage happening with Rob, Jess, and Mike. Some fun stuff happening there. For second episode in a row where there was an annoying song playing on repeat, in my opinion.
If I had the steel drum song, I would play it for you now, Taryn.
I wish I had the clip. That's what it's supposed to be here for. There's also a Talking with T-Bird coming up soon with Katie Gallagher from Palau. It's perfect timing. Final 3 situation, right? There's some 90 Day Fiance coverage with Puya and Sasha. We've got The Bachelorette with Amy and Haley. And don't forget to become a patron of Rob Has a Podcast. If you haven't already, the patrons directly fund recaps of the recap. There's a recap of the recap fund. No, I'm lying to you.
Do you want more podcasts that we will tell Rob are great, but he shouldn't listen to?
Yeah.
That's how you get them. You become a patron.
Become a patron. In the notes to become a patron, say, this was from the recap of the recap that you should still not listen to, but was great.
Yes, exactly. Thanks. Okay, thanks.
And of course, remember to vote.
For Da'Vonne for America's Favorite Houseguests. Is that where you were going? Okay, never mind.
For all of the things, including the upcoming election, it's coming up very soon. It's very important to vote. It is an extremely important duty that we all have as people and citizens of this country, and we should all go and do it. And make sure you do it. If you're listening to this and you're like, he's not talking about me. No. I am talking about you. I am looking, if you're watching this video, I'm looking straight at you and I'm saying, you need to vote.
He's looking right at me. I already voted though, so I'm off the hook, all right? I submitted my ballot last week.
Dinosaurs are not allowed to vote. I don't know.
Hey. Aw, we've been around forever, man.
It's a fair point.
And
if you're
in the chat, they're like, what if I'm not
somebody's-
American? Still vote.
Can they vote for
Whenever
Da'Vonne
you
as
do the
America's Favorite
votes.
Houseguests? Yeah, like find somebody's email address. I don't know.
Yeah.
Vote for Da'Vonne for America's Favorite
The
Houseguests.
other countries have votes too. You know.
Right.
You
Vote for everyone
I didn't say
Vote for-
specifically it had to be,
Right. Yeah. If you're like running for class president, vote. Vote. Like if you got a Zoom thing, vote. So vote for whatever, but also for Da'Vonne for America's Favorite Houseguests.
All right. Well, you can find me on Twitter at ArmstrongTaryn or on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taryn Armstrong. I will also be playing some Among Us on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern, with Puya. Liana will be there. I think we have some other great guests on the way. Wiggler, I think, is going to show up, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure you tune in for that. I would love to see Josh Wiggler as an imposter.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I don't know how we rigged the game, but I need to see it.
Yes.
Josh Wiggler is a poser. I mean, imposter.
So mean.
All right, and again, make sure you check out the Christmas exit interview at the beginning of this podcast. If you're listening, then I'm reminding you of something that you have already listened to, and for that, you're welcome. But for those watching live, make sure you find the audio version so you can listen to the Christmas exit interview. Chappelle, where can people find you if they need to know more about candy corn and sweet potato fries?
First of all, I never tweet about sweet potato fries. and if you want to hear my takes on candy corn, please check out the Wombat Water podcast. I don't know when it's going to be released, but in the next couple of days, we talked about candy. We did a candy bracket and a candy tournament, and we had to talk about, why certain candies were better than other candies. And I won't spoil it for you, but there's a very deserving winner at the end. And so check that out whenever you get a chance. That's a separate podcast. So if you're familiar with Wombat Water, go look at that. If you're not, follow me on Twitter. I'll tweet out the link. My Twitter name is @Chappelle's_show. That's CHAPPELLS_SHOW. And if you tweet me, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to everyone.
There you go. Liana, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter @Liana RHAP. Mike Bloom and I are going to be doing the B&B this weekend also. So if shenanigans are your type of thing, the B&B is the place to be. We're going to have Kevin and Nigel, the dynamic duo, on to talk with us about a lot of really bizarre things. We're going to address filler segments. So I think it's going to be fun. So look out for that.
Kevin's great.
I just need to... You haven't ever peed your pants during that podcast.
No, I did ask one time. We were doing like a dance thing and I was like, where do my knees go? I think that may have been one of the dumbest things I've said. Or what do you call a group of baseball players? I think was another thing that I said that was incredibly dumb. And Mike was just like, a team. So, look, you win some, you lose some. You lose a lot of them. You lose all the time. It's fine.
There you go.
This was so fun. This was so funny. I almost peed myself. So that means something. I said almost. I did not pee myself. I'm an adult, but
Yeah.
Hey.
Look, Chappelle and I know how to not pee ourselves.
That's true.
Brag much? Okay.
Just saying. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It's been a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And we'll see you next time.